right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. Later today, I am posting a twin flame bonus reading. We do have the 1111 portal coming up. I wanted to do a separate reading on that. We have a weekly twin flame, but this is a bonus reading. It's pretty off the hook. So check it out. That's going to be posting today. You'll see that today. Tomorrow, the reason I wanted to post it today is that tomorrow we have our heart healing group, and that is the content of that this week is going to be about understanding karmics, soulmates, twin flames, how to understand if you are a twin flame, all of that. If you want to jump onto heart healing, we're going to be working with this energy for the rest of the year about relationships and about the purpose for our relationships. So heart healing, there's a link below if you want to jump onto that. Those are on Wednesday. All right, let's see where we go. Of course, I just kept seeing this in the shuffle. So karmic path, no question about it. Wow, good fortune and shift. So this is going to be one of those, yesterday's morning message, I did have this sense of like lucky pants, lucky break, being at the right place at the right time, or doing something that you're like, wow, it's lucky I did that. Oh, wow, that was really lucky that I skipped that and went to that instead. That I, opened my phone when I did, that I looked at this article when I did, that I learned about my twin flame when I did. Wow, how lucky is that? All right, there's something about that you're going to feel very fortunate to have done, because there is a shift coming. Okay, and I feel like a lot of twin flames are coming together at this end of this year, before Aquarius season, before we have Pluto going into Aquarius, because of their mission and purpose. It's like we can't wait anymore. We're almost at the place where Pluto is moving into Aquarius, and over the next few years, it's going to be very important. Pluto is going to be in Aquarius for 15 years, so it's going to lay the groundwork for a long-term, stable kind of connection, and so things have to be righted right now. So some people are having like, woo, crazy moments where their life is just completely changed. Or some of you who have been waiting for this is like, whoo, I've been waiting. Okay. So let's see what the reading brings today. It may have nothing to do with that, but I think it does with this karmic path energy here. 3 of Cups, celebration, 6 of Wands underneath. I like this. Knight of Wands, the 6 of Swords, definitely some beautiful energy coming in. The 7 of Cups and the Sun card, 10 of Pentacles, really beautiful energy here. This does feel a little bit like making some practical solution to a spiritual connection. And I saw that in that bonus reading as well. Some of you are going to be experiencing union, and also like a commitment of sorts. And, if we're too focused on our 3D experience of twin flame, that's not what it is, right? That's not what it is. And I feel like some of you who have really been focusing on, is my twin flame coming to me in the physical, are going to get a whole new experience of this because of what's happening with the 1111 portal. And we have, November 24th, we do have some energy too. There's a lot of activation around the masculine happening. So check out that reading later if you want to hear more about the astrology, because I go into it in that reading. All right, so first card out, 10 of Swords, 5 of Wands, the King of Wands. I feel like the masculine, and I've been working with my own nomenclature around runner chaser, divine masculine, divine feminine. We are the same. Okay, the masculine and the feminine are the same energy. We're 2 souls in 2 bodies. And, this may be a twin flame reading, but this can also be about us understanding when something is over, it's over. Some of you are ending long-term karmic relationships, long-term soulmate relationships. If you're dealing with somebody who's doing that, it's like they're on their way, right? Like it's not, they didn't end it because of you, but because of this ending, there's a shift toward happiness and joy. And if you are in alignment with that, if you are in alignment already with your own life, happiness, joy, some of you are learning the lesson of self-love, some of you are learning the lesson of self-worth. And however that's showing up for you, I feel like that's going to be part of this energy of King of Wands. King of Wands is about taking action. And the reason I'm talking about, we have North Node 24 degrees Aries. This is on the 24th of November. 24 degrees Aries, the moon. I have my notes down here. That's why I'm looking. And then we have Chiron still in retrograde in Aries. So there's a fair amount of, this is Aries energy, which is why I'm telling you that. There's a fair amount of like, I don't care anymore. I'm going toward what makes me happy. The Five of Cups, the Eight of Swords, Ace of Wands. Some of you don't see this coming. Some of you are too focused on the last time or too focused on the karmic nature of this. Some of you are too much like, no more twin flame. I don't want to deal with that anymore. Some of you are dealing with a karmic energy. Some of you have been left by a karmic energy. Left, or an ending has happened with a karmic energy, with a soulmates aren't really meant to be with you for your entire life. I think we're getting that wrong. I think that karmic energy, you can be a karmic straight up. When I talk about plutonic relationships, that's what that is. Meaning this person really forces you to face your shadow and moves you into more like ego death and kinds of things like that, dark nights of the soul. The twin flame growth and expansion feels lighter, feels like a higher vibration, even though there can be these purges and all of that kind of stuff. A karmic energy leaves you feeling bitter and angry. Twin flame, not so much. Not so much. The part of separation is purposeful. When you're in separation from your twin, it is about learning and growing and having some really amazing aha moments, epiphanies, deep growth happens. Karmic, no. There's one lesson, and if you fight it with your ego and fight it and fight it and fight it, it's going to be harder. The more you fight it, the harder it's going to be. And usually the energy is anger, resentment, bitterness. And if you're feeling that, that's not twin flame. Okay, that's karmic energy. Okay, so Ace of Wands here. Judgment, we'll talk more about that in heart healing, but Judgment, Magician, and the Page of Pentacles. This is some real deep energy of learning about manifestation from a higher vibration. There's something about the shift needs to happen with this energy. A lot of you on my channel are twin flames, which is why this makes sense for a morning message. That there needs to be a practical underpinning. And I almost feel like those of you who have been learning the lesson of your money or your what makes you grounded, what makes you anchored in the 3D, it's necessary so that your divine partner can come back to you. If you've been resisting learning about money or feeling like there's control around money for you or some kind of toxic karmic energy around money for you, that's why it's been showing up, because you need to heal that in order to move to the next lesson. You need to be able to learn to manifest from a higher vibration in order to move into spiritual love, partnership, in order to move into your mission and purpose, what you're here to do on this planet. Like it can't, we talk about this too in spiritual business class. We talk about what are the things that are holding us back. And, it's interesting that the 3D expression, we have our 3D bodies here, not getting rid of that. This is a spiritual journey, but there are some lessons that have to be experienced within the earth and the water energies of our soul purpose in order to create something that is an anchor for our spiritual mission. Okay, there needs to be stability on that level so that this experience of like stepping into, which is why I talk a lot about like, if you are stepping into your spiritual work and there's some kind of like, I notice this a lot with people, especially people who do spiritual jobs or careers or work or something like that. They're your gifts. And there's some kind of block around receiving money. Either you have a hard time charging for your services. Oh no, we'll just do whatever in trade. Okay. Or you're having a hard time receiving money. Sometimes it's hard to pay people who want to do sessions Okay, so we've done a lot of work around that with my tarot certification people. You can get a private reading on my website this week if you're a member of our channel, or if you're a subscriber, you'll get information about me opening up a couple of private reading sessions. So keep your eye on the channel and also subscribe so you get notified. Hit the bell so you get notified, okay? Because there's only gonna be a couple sessions. The Sun and the Seven of Cups, I feel like that's the confusion around, what is it with money and resource? Just resource. It doesn't have to actually be physical money. It can be about resources. And having resources is being in that vibration. I mean, read some Neville Goddard, read some of these things about manifesting financial well-being, so that there's peace, right? We don't want to have upheaval all the time. That's a karmic lesson. Upheaval all the time around resources is a karmic lesson. Not really a soulmate lesson. That's a karmic lesson. That's somebody saying your worth and value. Some of you have a lesson around self-worth, and that can show up in your twin flame journey, or it can show up in how you're allowing yourself to make money or not make money, or have resources or don't have resources, or feeling, trapped all the time in this argument around having resources. This Page of Pentacles is about teaching you about manifesting from a higher vibration. I do feel like that's why we're having this portal right now, is to get people, fast forwarding them away from toxicity around those resource conversations. Some of you are letting go of karmic partners. I talk about this a lot with plutonic energies, and I've seen that in the astrological charts of twin flames, that some of them are really still hooked in with their karmic partner. And karmic partners are, like I said, when they leave you, when there's separation, just anger, resentment, bitterness, low vibe stuff. Twin flame doesn't have that. There's a sense of, what was this? I've got to open up to this. I've got to learn what's going on. Holy cow, this is my twin. There can be a longing and all that stuff, but that does need to be worked through, because you are whole in and of yourself. You do not require another 3D walking around person to have you be a whole being. And you are the same person as that. There's never any separation to that. I mean, you can break it, and I'll talk about that if you want to. You really can. But if you don't want to break that, you want to learn how to work with it, we will be doing that. So heart healing is a place to be. But this Ace of Wands is about like an offering of an olive branch. Some of you have a twin, or some of you have a twin coming back to offer an olive branch, especially if you have been feeling neglected or left behind. Queen of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. This person, this energy is coming back to share love, to share lessons, to share. I think some of you have your spiritual mission and purpose together being activated. That's why twin flame is super loud for me right now. Most of this summer, most of this time, well, July 17th was a big activation too, but there have been big pockets of this year where it's just seemed like there's no news around twin flame journey. Like there's been a lot of just nothing going on. I feel like I had said the same storyline over and over again. There's a big push and change right now. I feel like some of you are going to hear from your twin that they are single, and they are not reaching out because it's going on. They don't want to get you mixed up in this, so they're not reaching out. So you may just think that this person has left you behind. Eight of Swords can be 8 days, 8 weeks. Okay, I think it's right in alignment with the portal energy of November 11th, 11/11. Okay, in time for Lionsgate. Something started at Lionsgate this year. It's not a matter of timing. Okay, fair enough. I'm corrected there. And April. So something happened this summer, and it's not it's not a matter of timing. It's a matter of feeling. This is like you sort of have to like put your thoughts on hold, like you're not seeing anybody, you're not seeing them come in, but you just have an inner knowing about what's going on. And I feel like that's what's, they are leaving behind a situation. They're leaving behind a karmic, the Five of Swords here. So this is like ta 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 ta, the Judgment card, Magician, and learning to manifest. So I think that's showing up because there's some kind of like, hey, the karmic path of good fortune, the karmic path that's moving you toward your big shift in your life. There is a thing about money that needs to be addressed, like I've been talking about. Anything more about money or resources? Getting into, okay, I'm getting into higher vibration, getting into that happiness and joy. So you could feel that twin coming back to you. You could feel the energy of your own internal integration, even if you don't know what's going on with them. And that automatically brings in a lot of financial well-being. Okay. Page of Wands, Two of Swords. Yes, this is an inner knowing. An inner knowing. Five of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, the twin is the twin, or the energy of the partner is coming back in, having relinquished a lot of their resources. I keep getting this phrase, they walked away with the shirt on their backs. Okay, they're relinquishing. You just have an inner knowing that they're showing up. There's a happiness that comes from that. There's some kind of joy that comes from an awareness around your own capabilities. You don't have anything to hang this on, but I feel like that expands your own ability to manifest stability for yourself, right? Masculine, feminine, inside you, integration inside you. So some of you are really finding your purpose and mission on this planet. Some of you are really stepping into it and expanding it. Some of you also, because you're doing that, it's like, I'm not paying attention to this twin flame journey. I'm just learning how to draw resources to me. And then, holy cow, how lucky I did that, because the twin is coming back in and they've just got the shirt on their back. Okay, so if you want to continue on with me, I'll pull cards for each zodiac sign. Let's see where we go between Lionsgate and April of next year. This is all transpiring, so this is kind of a big picture reading, but let's see where we go. All right, link is below. I'll see you over there. Pathfinders, we're just going to keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.